Hello and welcome to this mini course on how to create a winning pitch deck. I'm Ashkan Alizadeh, though you can call me Ash. For over a decade, I've been immersed in the startup world, pitching my own ventures, consulting for others, and working in multiple programs to accelerate early stage companies. I founded Startup 73 to provide hands-on guidance for founders who want to craft compelling pitches, validate their business models, and scale. Throughout this and my earlier career, I have worked with almost 3,000 founders and prepared almost 1,000 investor pitch decks that collectively attracted hundreds of millions of dollars in funding. I also worked alongside worldwide known accelerators, but beyond the numbers, I am driven by one simple mission: to help more people take their big ideas and turn them into fundable ventures. Over the years, I've broken down the often confusing world of fundraising through workshops, accelerator programs, and my book, Startup Domination, which has been featured in university programs and is available on Amazon. I wrote this completely free course because I want to reach even more aspiring founders, those with big dreams but limited resources, and give them straightforward, actionable roadmap to secure the investment they deserve. My hope is that in sharing these lessons, you will find the clarity, confidence, and community support to bring your vision to life. In this course, we are going to cut through the noise. You will learn a clear step-by-step approach to build a pitch deck that sparks curiosity, showcases traction, and leaves investors wanting to know more. I've been in your shoes, Googling, reading conflicting advice, and trying to emulate those big names like Airbnb. The key lesson: don't just copy another's pitch deck. Focus on telling your unique story in the simplest, most compelling way possible. What you will find in this course is 19 chapters of pitch deck design as you see on your screens. Above all, remember that an investor pitch isn't about dazzling slides or fancy transitions. It's about connecting with your audience on a human level, communicating why your idea matters, and demonstrating you have the tenacity and strategy to make it happen. So, let's dive in and make your pitch deck shine. The welcome slide. Think of your welcome slide as your handshake with the audience. Warm, engaging, and professional. Start with a friendly greeting, something simple like "Hello and thank you for joining us today." Then introduce yourself. If you have a co-founder, introduce them too. That is all. What not to do: do not start pitching yet. Do not ramble about your startup. Investors want to connect with you first. As a design tip, keep it simple. Use a muted color palette, your logo centered, and your motto, if you have one, undergoes your logo. At the bottom corner, add your name, email, as you see on the screen. And as a speech example, you would like to present yourself like this: "Hi, my name is Alex Lee, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of EchoWave." Ever watched Shark Tank? If you have not, go watch it. Now, let me ask you this. Why do so many people watch it? Do you think the entire audience consists of entrepreneurs? No. People watch because every pitch starts with a powerful story. It makes us feel something. It hooks us in. This is exactly why your story slide is one of the most important parts of your pitch deck. It makes you human and adds emotion to your pitch. It removes the robotic, scripted feel and turns it into something real and memorable. So, how do you choose the right story? So there are two approaches. Number one, a deeply personal, emotional story. Number two, a provoking question that shocks the audience. Let's talk about the emotional story first. Your story should be directly tied to the problem your startup solves. Ask yourself, why did I start this? Let's say your startup is a ticketing app. Your story could be: it was Valentine's Day. I had been planning for weeks to propose to my girlfriend at our favorite concert, But when I tried to buy tickets, everything was sold out. I spent hours refreshing the page, searching for resellers, but at the end, I failed. She never got to see her favorite artist, and my proposal did not happen that day. That is when I realized, why is buying even tickets still such a nightmare? So, do you see how this pulls emotions, frustration, disappointment, loss of opportunity? That is what makes the story stick. Now, let's include an example for our imaginary startup, EcoWave. Last summer, my grandfather's coastal home was hit by a massive blackout during a heat wave. He had no backup power, no way to cool himself, and no one to call. He spent 2 days struggling in this sweltering heat. When I visited him after, I saw how fragile our power grid was. That was the moment I realized, why do we still rely on outdated, inefficient systems when sustainable energy solutions exist? Now let's do the other option, the shock factor in the questionnaire style. Sometimes asking the audience a powerful question can create an even stronger impact. Example for a cybersecurity startup. Raise your hand if you have ever received a scam email. Everyone raises their hand. Now, keep your hand up if you have ever clicked one by mistake. Some hands go down. What if I told you that in the last 60 seconds, over 3,000 people just got hacked through phishing emails? That is 3,000 people who lost money, access to accounts, or even their entire businesses, all in just 1 minute. This makes the investors engage and feel the problem firsthand. That wow moment, aha moment, that is what you want. You also don't want to exceed 20, 30 seconds with your story. So keep it short. So what comes next? Your story must seamlessly transition in the next slide, the problem slide. This is where we highlight the critical market challenges, but we're not talking about just any problems. We're focused on the money-making problems. The kind that makes investors see dollar signs. Identifying challenges is not enough. You need to prove that fixing them means serious revenue potential. So, how do we identify the right problems? It starts with understanding customer pain points, industry inefficiencies, and gaps that competitors have failed to address. If solving a problem does not lead to profit, it does not belong in this slide. Let's break down this with examples. In the ticketing industry, over $2 billion is lost every year due to high fees and slow checkout process, leading to abandoned purchases. In health tech, 50% of chronic patients suffer complications due to delay checkups, costing billions in preventable hospitalization. In warehouse logistics, 30% of operational costs stem from mismanaged inventory and fulfillment delays. These are not just problems, they are opportunities to generate revenue. Now, let's talk about our EcoWave, our imaginary startup. Here, there are 4 biggest problems we are solving. Number 1, high energy costs. Rising electricity bills make energy consumption inefficient and expensive. Number 2, dependence on non-renewable sources. Fossil fuels dominate the market, increasing pollution and cost. Number 3, lack of consumer awareness. Many people want clean energy, but don't know where to start. 4, grid instability and energy waste. Outdated power grids lead to wasted energy and unreliable supply. These are urgent, high-value problems with direct financial impact. Now, let's move on to the solution slide where we discuss how to capitalize these challenges. The solution slide, as you can imagine, is where we present solutions. But here is where I do things differently from most mentors or entrepreneurs or accelerators or anything. When I present the solution slide, I do not immediately reveal how I'm fixing these problems. I only define the general solutions and emphasize how easy they are to solve. Why? Because I structure my pitch deck like a movie. In every great movie, there's a clear build-up. The problem is introduced, the tension rises, and only later comes a big reveal. Think about horror film. If the misery is solved in the first 10 minutes, the audience loses interest. A pitch deck works the same way. By holding off on revealing how I specifically solve these problems, I keep my audience engaged, building anticipation for the product slide, where I will introduce my unique value propositions. Now, let's apply this to EcoWave and how we present its solutions. Number one, lower energy costs. Optimizing energy use reduces waste and cuts costs. Number two, shifting to renewables, making clean energy adoption simple and scalable. Number three, consumer awareness and accessibility, educating users and providing easy green energy access. Number four, stable, efficient energy distribution, modernizing grids to eliminate waste and improve reliability. See how this keeps things simple without giving away exactly how we do it? We are not here to sell the product yet. We are just making it clear that these problems have straightforward, viable solutions. Now, let's move on to the product slide where we will do the reveal. This is not just a single slide. It is a combination of slides. I like to use 4 slides in total when I do my reveal. The first one is my solutions, where I show how I solve these problems in my way, outlining my unique value propositions. Then I talk about the features, how my product works, and use cases. For now, let's focus on the first part, my solutions slide. When revealing your solutions, think about how uniquely and efficiently you can solve these problems. You don't want to just copy-paste the solution slide. Instead, you want to demonstrate how effortlessly your approach fixes the issue. If you were pitching a ticketing app and your problem was slow purchases, the general solution would be a faster checkout system, correct? But your unique take would be, with my app, you can buy a ticket in just 30 seconds. This is the mindset you need to have. Now, let's talk about how we will fill EcoWave product slide with the 4 solutions. I'm proudly presenting you EcoWave, where you can cut energy bills instantly, optimize energy use with AI-driven efficiency, access clean energy effortlessly, switch to renewables in just few clicks, stay informed and empowered, get real-time insights on sustainable choices, and ensure reliable power anytime. Smart grid tech stabilizes your electricity supply. When creating the slide, include the company logo and optionally your motto. You can also add a product preview, a GIF showcasing the app's interface, or a visual of your system in action. Now, let's move on to product feature slides. We have the amazing reveal with our product slide, which raises the question, we are solving these problems, but what else? What other features make us stand out? On this slide, I like to present a few key features, bonus points that enhance our products beyond the core value proposition. These are not just the foundation of the business, but they make our product more appealing and more unique. It's features. So let me give you few examples of product features that could be included. Number one, we can use smart AI integration. Number two, seamless multi-platform access. Number three, one-click customization. Number four, real-time analytics. Now, let's define the features for EcoWave. First, automated energy optimization. Our system analyzes energy usage and adjusts in real time to maximize efficiency. Number two, seamless renewable energy integration. Users can switch to solar or wind energy within just a few clicks. The design of the slide should be simple, just a few images with icons, short description, that's all. So, the next slide will be how it works. This slide is where we show just how easy our product is to use. Some founders make the mistakes of thinking that this only applies to software-based startups, but that is not the case. Every startup has a process, whether digital or physical, that dictates how customers interact with the product or the service. If you have an online product, you can showcase how accessible it is. If your product is physical, you can highlight the seamless customer experience from purchase to usage. For example, let's take a supermarket product like an energy efficient light bulb. The process would not be just buy and use. Instead, you could highlight how customers can instantly replace their existing bulbs with no modification, how smart sensor technology automatically adjusts brightness to save energy, and how an app integration lets users monitor the energy consumption effortlessly. If you have an app, this is the perfect slide to include a live demo or at least bullet points to summarize the user flow. Investors care about how intuitive the user experience is. Can users sign up in just a few clicks? Can they immediately start benefiting from your product? The easier it is to adopt is better. Let's take some examples. Number one, a banking app. You could show download, sign up in 60 seconds, instantly get a virtual credit card. A fitness platform, create a profile, get AI-powered workout recommendations, track progress in real time. That's all. A food delivery service, you could demonstrate select meal, order in one click, get real-time delivery updates. Now let's talk about EcoWave. Our live demo will be at the center of the slide, and we will complement it with 4 simple bullets to show how seamless the process is. Number 1, sign up effortlessly. User registers in under a minute with their energy provider details. Number 2, automate energy optimization. Our AI instantly analyzes and starts saving energy. Number 3, seamless renewable integration. Switch to solar or wind power with just one click. Number 4, monitor and save. Track energy consumption and saving in real time. This is how simple it is with this slide. No overwhelming details, no technical jargon, just a clear structured path that shows investors how easy it is for customers to adopt and engage with the product. Now the next slide, the use case slide. Now that we have revealed our product and shown how it works, it is time to answer the next big question. Who is actually using it? Investors want to see that there's a clear demand and the people are already benefiting from our solution. This is the use case slide. This slide is all about real-world application. We are not just making product for sake of it. We are solving critical problems for specific users. This is where we can showcase different types of users. By users, I mean customer segments, industries, or businesses that are actively using our solution or would greatly benefit from it. Here are 5 key use cases for our platform. Number 1, homeowners. Number 2, small businesses. Number 3, large enterprises. Number 4, government initiatives. Number 5, real estate developers. The design of the slide should be straightforward, icons, images, simple. The goal here is clarity. So the next slide will be the market size. This slide is critical because it shows investors the scale of the opportunity we are pursuing. Investors want to know not just how big of the market is, but also how realistically we can capture a meaningful share of it. A common misconception is that a bigger market size automatically means more investors interested. But that's not always true. In fact, being niche focused can often be more appealing, especially if we can demonstrate a deep understanding and precision in targeting. The key here is to be realistic and precise with our numbers. Avoid exaggeration. Don't be the startup that claims we are targeting a $10 billion market. Instead, ensure that our numbers are backed by solid research. Right. Let's break down into 3 key stages: total market size, serviceable market size, and obtainable market size, often referred as TAM, SAM, and SOM. I prefer explaining them in simple terms. Number 1, total market size. The entire US renewable energy market is estimated at 12 million potential users. Number 2, serviceable market size. Households and businesses in the Northeast actively using renewable energy, around 2 million users. Number 3, obtainable market size. Those who have been using renewable energy for over a year and are exploring off-grid options, roughly 210,000 users. One crucial addition to this slide is the customer segment breakdown. Investors do not just want to see numbers. They need to understand who you are targeting. A well-defined customer segment helps justify our market size, assumptions, and shows that we have a clear plan for customer acquisition. Now, let's talk about the design. Keep it clear, structured, a pyramid or a layered graph or circles. That's all you need to do. The next slide will be the revenue model slide. This is the moment where we show them that our startup is not just a dream, but a business. One that can grow, scale, and most importantly, make money. Investors are not here for just a cool idea. They want to see how their money turns into more money. So let's break this down. A strong revenue model is not just about making money. It is about more proving long-term sustainability and growth potential. Imagine having a business where revenue keeps flowing inconsistently without you chasing every single dollar. That is the dream, right? That is what investors want to see. Something that grows without a massive overhead and something competitors cannot easily copy. Startups typically employ one or more of these revenue models. The key is to pick the one that aligns with your product, market, and scalability. The first one will be the subscription model. Imagine Netflix, but for your businesses. Users pay on a recurring basis for continued access. Number 2, consulting or service-based model. Number 3, product sales model. Number 4, ad-supported model. Number 5, marketplace model. Number 6, freemium model, and there's much more models. So why a diversified revenue model matters? Let me ask you this. Would you put all your savings into a single stock? Probably not. That is why revenue model diversification is crucial. You don't want to be fully reliant on one stream of income because the market is changing. Customer preferences shift and competitors emerge. Startups with multiple revenue streams are far less vulnerable to risks. Investors love businesses that have a predictable and scalable income stream, generate high value offer one-time purchases and one-time transactions. A well-balanced revenue strategy ensures your startup is built for long-term success, not just a quick cash grab. So let's make this more concrete with an example. EchoWave. Here's how we are making money. Number one, subscriptions. Users paid $19.99 per month or $199.99 per year for smart energy optimization services, providing a steady stream for recurring revenue. Number two, consulting services. Businesses and municipalities pay $500 per session for expert advice on reducing energy waste. Number three, device sales, premium app features, setting smart energy devices at $2.5K per device with additional premium app features for $9.99 per month. So let's talk about the financial projections. This slide is not about guessing the future. It is about showing investors that we have a realistic plan for growth based on our current traction and market trends. So here's the truth. No one can predict the future, and investors know this. That's why I like to keep projections within 2, maximum 3 years. Anything beyond that is speculation. The goal here is to demonstrate that we have a scalable model that, with the right execution, will generate significant revenue over time. A great way to present this is simple. We project reaching X amount of revenue in 2 years. That's it. No overly complicated spreadsheets, just clear data-backed numbers. For EchoWave, we are projecting year 1, $300K in revenue, gradually increasing as we acquire more customers. Year 2, $800K in revenue, scaling through subscriptions and device sales. Our projection is based on market demand, customer acquisition trends, and pricing strategies. This slide should be straightforward and digestible. You don't need to speak out every single row out loud. Now that we have reached our traction slide, one of the most important and most powerful slides in any pitch deck. This is where you show that our startup is not just an idea, but something real, something that is already moving. Investors love traction because it is proof that people actually want what we are building. So, what counts as traction? A common mistake founders make is thinking that traction only means revenue. That is not true. Traction is any measurable sign that your startup is making progress. Yes, revenue is a great form of traction, but there are many other ways to prove that your startup is gaining momentum. Here are some key examples. Number 1, revenue sales. Number 2, user growth. Number 3, waitlist pre-orders. Number 4, partnerships and letter of intent. 5, pilot programs, beta users. And press mentions and awards. These all can be tractions. Now let's bring this to life with our example, EchoWave. Here's what traction looks like for us. $500,000 in early revenue from 3 city partnerships, proving that large-scale buyers are investing in our solution. 200 active users with 60% standard and 40% premium plan. 15,000 subscribers on our waitlist and 3 major city partnerships, proving that municipalities are adopting our clean energy solution. Next, we are going to talk about the roadmap. This is where we showcase the future of the company. Investors want to see where are you headed, and more importantly, if you have a clear plan to get there. A good roadmap is realistic, data-backed, and achievable. Overpromising can make investors skeptical. The key is to focus on short-term and mid-term goals. By this I mean 2 to 3 year max, rather than long-term projections. Start by structuring the roadmap into 3 categories. What we have achieved, highlight the key milestones you already have accomplished. What's next, the next logical steps in growth, expansion, or product development, and where we are headed, the big goal that justifies scaling and investment. Using a timeline format keeps everything very clean. So Use icons minimal, visuals that show the momentum, and this is how I do it. If I was going to speak this out loud, I would say, we launched our beta version in mid-2024 and secured $500,000 in early revenue. In 2025, we will expand into 5 new coastal cities while upgrading our platform. And by 2026, we plan to introduce our energy storage solutions and begin our European market expansion. Next, we will talk about the competition slide. The competition slide is the critical part of any pitch deck. The way you present your competition can either make investors trust your vision or question your positioning. So, how do we do this effectively? So there are 2 main ways to design this competition. Number 1, the XY graph, recommended approach. This is what you see in the example. It visually positions your company based on 2 key competitive factors. This is the great way to instantly show where you stand in relation to your competitors. The second example will be a table with ticks and crosses. This method lists out competitors in rows and compares features using check marks like X's. While detailed, it often requires a long explanation and can drag the pitch down with too much technical information. As you remember, time is money. So why would I choose the XY graph? Which is better? Because it's simple and quick to understand at a glance. Number 2, it avoids overloading the investors with too much detail, still demonstration differentiations. And number 3, it sticks. Understanding the axis. In our graph, the x-axis, which is the horizontal one, represents technology sophistication, from traditional non-AI systems on the left to advanced AI-powered solutions on the right. The y-axis, the vertical one, represents scalability solutions that cannot scale effectively, are lower, while flexible, widely adaptable solutions are positioned higher. Here's how I would explain this slide in a pitch deck. When looking at the competitive landscape, we focus on 2 major factors: scalability and AI capabilities. Many solutions on the market either lack AI-driven efficiency or are difficult to scale beyond the pilot projects. EcoWave is positioned on the right top because we combine advanced AI-powered energy management with a highly scalable model, giving us a clear competitive advantage over existing solutions. Remember, the competition slide is not about bad-mouthing competitors. It is about positioning yourself in the best possible way. Keep the slide clean, visually simple, and strategic. This is your chance to show investors that you understand the market and why you have the edge. Now let's move on our next slide, the go-to-market strategy. All right, let's be clear. Getting investment is great, but what happens next? Investors are not just heading out the money for fun. They want to know, what is your game plan once you have the funds? How do you actually get customers? Your go-to-market strategy is your answer. It is not just about spending money on ads and crossing your fingers. It is about having a smart, focused approach to getting your first customers and scaling from here. How we approach the market. We are not just going in blind. We have a clear step-by-step plan. Number 1, start where demand is the highest. We focus on regions where the problem is most urgent. Educate and build trust. Community outreach and partnerships create credibility. Number 3, leverage influencers and networks. People trust people more than brands. Number 4, secure government and enterprise deals. Big contracts mean stability. Number 5, use content and social media. We build authority and attract early adopters. And number 6, offer early adopter discounts, incentivizing the first wave of customers gets momentum. For EcoWave, our strategy looks like this. We start with the coastal cities where energy costs are the highest. We educate communities throughout social media and marketing. We build partnerships with local governments for long-term contracts. We use influencers and marketing to boost credibility. We incentivize early adopters with exclusive discounts. So, how would I pitch this? We are not throwing money at ads and hoping for the best. We are launching in the high energy cost coastal cities where demand is the strongest. We will educate the market, secure government contracts, and use influencer marketing to drive adoption. Our strategy is simple: target, rollout, strong partnerships, and early adopter incentives to gain rapid traction. Investors need to know where you are not just sitting around waiting for customers to come us. We have a strategy, we know our audience, and we are ready to execute. Now, let's move on to the team slide. Investors do not just invest in ideas. You have heard this millions of times, but this is the truth. They invest in people. The team slide is your chance to show them that you have the right people to execute your vision. But here's a golden rule. Never make your team slide just about you. A one-person team is a massive red flag. Investors want to see the commitment, expertise, and diversity of skills. So, what makes a strong team slide? Number one, showcase key team members. Highlight who's leading the company and why they are the right people. Number two, include advisors. If your team lacks industry experience, showing expert advisors helps build credibility. Number three, full-time commitment. I keep saying this. Investors want to see that you and your co-founders are fully committed. A part-time founder signals uncertainty, and it is a deal breaker. So how I would be pitching this slide would be, our team brings together deep expertise in renewable energy, AI-driven optimization, and large-scale sustainable projects. I, along with my co-founder, am fully dedicated to this venture, and we have the industry knowledge, advisors guiding us. We have the right mix of education, execution, and strategy to turn the vision into reality. You also can mention your graduations or your past companies, anything like that, but keep the things very simple. And remember, this slide is not just about listing names. It is about proving that your team can execute. Investors need to trust that you have the right people that will make this happen. All right, let's talk about money. This is a slide where you tell the investors exactly how much funding you are seeking. But here's the thing. On your very first introduction meeting pitch, never reveal your valuation first. When you throw out a valuation too soon, you lock yourself into a number that may not align with the investor's expectation. Instead, focus on how much funding you need to operate effectively for the next 18 months. How much should you ask for? Well, many founders think raising a small amount of capital is easier, but that's not always true. Investors often hesitate over smaller rounds like 300K, but they're more willing to commit to larger raises such as $3 million. Why? Because the bigger raises attract the right type of investors, offer a better risk to reward ratio, and provide the startup with enough runway to hit the meaningful milestones. So how do we calculate the right amount? Number one, operational cost, salaries, office expenses, software tools. Number two, marketing, customer acquisitions like ads, partnerships, PR events. Number three, product development, R&D. Engineering, new features, hardware. Number four, buffer for the unexpected costs. Because things never go exactly as planned. A simple way to present this is through a pie chart showing how the funding will be allocated. So, how I will present the slide, I would say, we are seeking $1 million to cover 18 months of operation, ensuring the product development, marketing growth, and scaling efforts. Our funding will be strategically allocated to key areas that drive acquisition, product innovation, and long-term sustainability. You also can keep things very short and minimal and just say, we are seeking $1 million, and then go to the next slide. And that is a wrap. Congratulations on making it to the end of this course on creating a winning pitch deck. By now, you should have gained a holistic view on how to structure your deck, tell a compelling story, and captivate potential investors with the clarity and confidence. It has been a genuine pleasure guiding you through this process. When you are wrapping up a pitch deck, whether it is in front of a live audience or a single investor or through a recorded video, the final impression matters. This is often where you could see the nods of approval or hesitation from your audience, and you want to leave them with a clear sense of who you are, what you need, and how they can get in touch. Keep it simple and clear. A big thank you to your audience, letting them know you value their time and attention. Provide contact details and next steps. Make it easy for people to reach to you. Include your email, LinkedIn, or any preferred contact method like phone numbers. If you will be available for a live Q&A, invite questions. If it's a recording, encourage viewers or investors to send their queries via email. So, thank you again.